Everyone, thank you for joining me here. You're here with Goran, and you're here for your free Champions League picks for Tuesday, December 12th. Well, guys, we are entering the final day of the Champions League group stages. We have 2 days, 16 games. Some teams need something, some teams don't need anything. It's going to be an interesting 2 days. We have some outstanding games, and I hope for one we're going to see a lot of goals in those 2 days. Now, have in mind, please, that I recorded these videos a couple of days ahead or so because I am going on a vacation and I will be on a vacation when these games happen. So some of the odds and the prices might not be as they are on the day when you might be placing your bets, but the picks I give out here stand and I will be going with them as well. Uh, there will be a video for the Wednesday Champions League as well. I will pass on the Thursday and those Europa League games. I might give out some free picks up on Twitter or in the comment of these Champions League videos or something like that. So stay tuned for that. Feel free to ask me any questions, and I will be more than happy to give you my thoughts on a certain game. And as far as the next weekend goes, we'll see how that will go. I'm not sure if I'll have time to record anything or not. I'm not even sure I'll be bringing my laptop with me. So I might be skipping on that one as well, but it's gonna be the same deal. So might be posting some free picks for that up on Twitter or even in the comments of these videos. So thank you for your understanding, guys, and let's move on with the Champions League for Tuesday and Wednesday. Like I said, guys, we have 8 games a day. We have some teams fighting for their spot in the knockouts. We have some teams fighting for the spot in the Europa League, possibly, and some teams that have already been knocked out of the Champions League. For my best bets, click the link in the description. That will get you up to my page on the website where you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, or even a 7-day pass if that's something you want to do. The first game we have to talk about, the first two actually, are at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, December 12th. The first one is between Lens and Sevilla. Two very struggling teams, two teams that haven't had a lot of success in the Champions League, especially Sevilla, who is still winless at the bottom of this group. However, with a win potentially out of this game and with a bit of a favorable goal difference, Sevilla could get to that third place and potentially the Europa League spot, which is basically the competition they own with the amount of times they have won it recently. But Lens doesn't have to push for anything here. Sure, they have a chance to get to that second place, but PSV would need to lose to Arsenal, and Lens would definitely need to get a nice, comfortable win here by scoring a few goals and possibly even keeping a clean sheet, which I honestly don't think it's going to happen because Sevilla will try to push forward and they will try to get a win out of this game. So with that in mind, guys, I'm going to take Sevilla over 3.5 shots on target at minus 130. They have to attack, they have to go for the win. That means scoring goals and only scoring goals. So I'm going to take Sevilla over 3.5 shots at minus 130. The second game of this group is between PSV and Arsenal. Like I said, the thing is that these two teams don't need to push for anything. The draw is fine for both of them, especially for PSV, who could definitely use a positive result just to remove any doubt out of qualifying for the knockouts. While Arsenal, they will stay at the top of the table no matter what happens here. They have been the best team in this group, 15 scored goals in 5 games, only 3 conceded goals. But I think this is going to be the game where we'll see a little bit more offense rather than defense, simply because there's no pressure on either side. So both teams to score on over 2.5 at minus 139. That's going to be my pick for this one. Copenhagen and Galatasaray are facing off in Group A, and this is a very, very interesting group, guys. The draw basically will not suit Galatasaray. It will suit Copenhagen more so than Galatasaray, to be honest, because Copenhagen is in second place with 5 points. Galatasaray has the same number of points, but worse goal difference than Copenhagen does. Now, if this game ends in a draw, and for some reason, somehow Manchester United is able to beat Bayern Munich, these two teams will go to third and fourth spot, and Manchester United will be going to that second place, while Bayern will remain at the top of this group no matter what happens. As far as this one goes, I think that as soon as we see one goal, all hell will break loose, guys, and we're gonna see a lot more of those. So Both teams to score at over 2.5, -121. The safest thing these two teams can do is to go for the win, and that should give us plenty of goals and plenty of chances in this one. And let's be honest, neither team is that good at defending. So Copenhagen against Galatasaray, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. And like I said, guys, Manchester United is hosting Bayern Munich, and you know what? Stranger things have happened, and Manchester United, in fact, is the most effective team in this group with 12 scored goals. Unfortunately for them, their defense is incredibly horrible, with 14 conceded goals in 5 games in the Champions League. Both Bayern and Manchester United got destroyed in their games in the EPL and Bundesliga. United lost 3-0 to Bournemouth. Bayern lost 5-1 to Eintracht on the road. It was a very, very sloppy game for them. From them, very bad defensive performance. And like I said, who knows? Stranger things have happened, and maybe Manchester United can muster something and get a win out of this game. Maybe even a draw, which could be enough for that for that third place and the Europa League spot. But I mean, over 10.5 shots on target at plus 106, seeing how United has to go for the win, and that should leave them wide open on for Bayern's counter attacks, which are quite deadly, I might add. So, Manchester United versus Bayern Munich, over 10.5 shots on target at plus 106. Union Berlin is hosting Real Madrid in this next Bundesliga game, and Real Madrid at the top of this group, 5 wins out of 5 games. They will be staying there. They will be going to the knockouts. While Union Berlin, if Napoli beats Braga and Union Berlin was able to beat Real Madrid, they will be going to that third place and to the Europa League. However, I mean, sure, they did get a win in Bundesliga finally after 16 games. They have beaten Borussia Mönchengladbach 3-1 with the new head coach. They were more effective. They were more direct. They created more chances. However, Real Madrid is no Borussia Mönchengladbach. Let's all be honest about that. So I was having a very hard time deciding what to bet on this one, whether to take both teams to score, whether to take over 2.5, or something else. And I settled on a player prop, which is Joselu to have over 1.5 shots on target at plus 175. Now, he's a Real Madrid striker. I'm assuming he's going to be in the starting lineup because Real Madrid has basically nothing left to play for here. So we might see a bit of a mixed lineup. And if he is in the starting lineup, I'm sure he will get plenty of chances to get those 2 shots on target we need. Napoli is hosting Braga, like I said, and Napoli is in a curious situation here now. They don't need a win out of this game. They definitely need a draw, at least. They are not allowed to lose this one because if they do, they will be dropping to third place, and Braga will probably be going to that second spot. But Napoli is in a bit of a sloppy position right now. They haven't scored a goal in any of their last 3 games, actually 2 games, and they lost another game against Juventus this time 1-0 in Serie A on Friday, but they have had plenty of rest, and Braga is nowhere near a good defensive team like Juventus is. So I think this is going to be a very entertaining matchup where both teams have to go for the win, especially Braga. So both teams to score at over 2.5 at plus 110. That's going to be my pick for this one. Inter and Real Sociedad are the two teams who are leading Group D. Sociedad 11 points in the top spot, Inter 11 points in the second place. I'm sure that both of these teams will want to get a win out of this one. But Real Sociedad has been quite solid defensively so far with only 2 conceded goals. While Inter did concede 3 goals against Benfica in a couple of weeks ago, but they were managed to come back and get a 3-3 draw to keep them tight with Real Sociedad. I think that this might be a little bit more of a defensive game, especially in the first half, and for that reason, I decided to go with the first half draw at plus 138. And for the last pick of this video, guys, we have Salzburg playing against Benfica at home. Now, Benfica has been absolutely horrible. They have scored 4 goals, conceded 10 goals. They're still winless. Potentially, they could. maybe get to that third place if they get a big enough of a win out of this game. However, I don't see that happening. I think that Salzburg will be focusing a little bit more on the defense and then focus their offensive efforts on the counter attacks, which I think they will have plenty of because Benfica has been dropping points all over the place. They had a 3-0 lead against Inter and then the 3-3. They played a game in the Portuguese Primeira on Friday, which ended in a 1-1 draw. They had like 16 shots on target in that one, which is an insane amount, and they were able to score only one goal. So this is quite an ineffective team in the attacking in the season. And for that reason, guys, I'm gonna go with Salzburg on the double chance at minus 165. Like I said, they don't need anything. They don't have to force anything. As long as they get a draw, they're safe, and they will be going to the Europa League, which is basically a little bit more their quality than the Champions League this season. So Salzburg on the double chance at minus 165. That's it, guys. Thank you for joining me here. These were the free picks for Tuesday and the Champions League. We have another 8 games coming up on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that, guys. Good luck with all of your bets, and I'll see you soon with more free picks.